And welcome back to Stationeers with me, 54 Bear. We are back on Europa, day 100 or so, and we are getting ready to build or to commission this monstrosity of an advanced furnace. Yeah, I've been doing a bit of thinking, and yeah, this approach is totally stupid. I mean, I do love it because it's stupid. Getting the code to work was a challenge, and mainly of my own doing because I didn't understand some aspects and still don't, to be honest, of IC code. But I have a piece of code that does what I intended it to do. Could do with a bit of improvement, and I may get to that at some point. But I was reviewing my spreadsheet that I created of the smelting temperatures that quite clearly indicated you only need 4 temperatures to smelt everything. And that is true. Turns out I completely ignored the fact that the very hottest temperature that you need is for doing stellite, and only stellite, which means I'm going to the aggravation of setting up 4 tanks when in reality I could get away with 3, and then for stellite just chuck in oxide and volatiles and instantly get the temperature I need. I mean, managing the pressure is a bit of an issue, but with the advanced furnace you can actually do that quite easily. To do it on a manual basis, you just have to resign yourself to the fact that you're throwing away a lot of hot gas afterwards. But I will continue with this on the basis that these 3 other tanks at the colder temperatures, and for ease of reference, the cold one, and these are the temperatures I'm given are in Kelvin. The bottom one, the blue one, that's going to be around 500. The purple one, next hottest, will be around 975 Kelvin. And the pink one will be around 1370-ish. I haven't worked out the Celsius equivalents, but yeah, that should be okay. I will have the hot one as hot as I can get it, because I'm fairly certain that the other 3 will cool down over time. Not through radiation, but through use. For the ones that for the alloys that I can process without having to use steel ingots, that should, they should keep their temperature. But as soon as you add steel ingots into the mix, the gases in the furnace will cool down. And of course, when they get pumped back to the tank, they will also cool down. So the very hot tank at the top, I will also, apart from doing just stellite, I will also use it to reheat the other 3 tanks as needed. Probably not an automated process. I mean, this is ridiculous, the fact that I'm 100 days into a save and I still don't have a hard suit, and haven't crafted a single advanced alloy with this. It's an exercise in futility, to be honest, to futz around with it like this, but it's the sunken cost fallacy. I've got so much time invested in it. I am going to plow through and get it into a working state. I would say even if it kills me, but to be honest, it already has. And everything's on fire.
Mission critical. Health critical.
Well, the manifold pressure should be okay because it really has nowhere to go.
Mission critical.
Yeah, so that was kind of fun.
Hunger caution.
And I'm on the verge of starving to death as well, apparently. Okay, so what I'm going to do is just get this, get the top 2 tanks filled up. And actually, what I'm going to do, I've actually changed my mind. I'm going to turn this off. and then I'm going to open up all the digital valves. This will allow me to fill all 4 tanks simultaneously. I have to turn the what do you call it? Oh, damn, can't get out of that one. I have to turn the IC code off, otherwise, because it won't let me have those 4 things open at the same time. That was kind of the whole purpose of having it. Okay, so let us figure out what we're going to do. Let me replace a battery so I don't get distracted with that. Right, we'll go with a quarter stack just to get things fired up, and a half stack. So turn that on. 50 is okay. Yeah, I think we'll be okay like this. I may have to bump up the output of the furnace at some point. Right, a dozen or so clicks to melt the oxide. Volatiles are in, and there we go. So filling all 4 tanks. So temperature is kind of the same, but for some reason the blue tank isn't getting as much pressure. And this is not good. Okay, well, I've obviously got some cables burnt because it is no longer reading the pressure in the hotbox. Furnace pressure is okay, manifold pressure is okay. The hotbox should have been vented, so I don't know what the issue is there. Alright, so it's already fried half the cables. I said this furnace is just determined to fight me on everything it possibly can. So right now I don't know whether those valves are open or not. Okay, let's close that. I'm not going to be throwing any more oxides into the mix just yet. Wildly different pressures, which I do not understand. Right, so how much cabling has been destroyed? Okay, let's see what happens if we can put this back and get some semblance of order. Right, so that's going to need that like that. Okay, so that cable is burning. And we've just lost the whole box anyway. Okay, so this is not the first time that this has happened. I suspect it's because of the way that the cables are running. And I have to have everything packed so tight together. But I have, at this stage, no choice. I have to redesign this manifold, and I have to get it up higher. And I have to space other things as well so that I don't have any cables running on this join. I mean, this one only went like that and it's still burnt. Now, part of it might be because the frames that I'm dealing with here have not been fully welded. So rather than rewire everything, I'm going to exit here, going to reload the save and try it with fully welded frames, see if that makes a difference. Join me in a few. Okay, so we're back the way we were. I'll turn off the chip again. Open up the 4 digital valves. Okay, so all 4 tanks will be connected to the manifold, and I will weld up the remaining bits of the frame, see if that has any impact on things. And the problem with welding this up is now I lose sight of just about everything. I'd have to trust that the program would work when I turned it back on. Okay, so that doesn't matter, this doesn't matter. We'll turn this on, and I'll go pick up some gas. Alright, so let's put this up here. So we want... Nope, that's wrong. Do it again. A 1/4 stack of that. 1/2 stack of that. Let's set the input to 0. Furnace pressure is okay, manifold pressure is okay. Interesting that the tanks don't equalize, anywhere close. The top and the bottom ones are at 3 megapascals. This one's only just hit 1. They should equalize through the manifold anyway, but I guess that process will take some time. I guess it must have something to do with the size of the pipe network between the pump and the tank, but that doesn't explain why the purple one is so much slower. Okay, let's do a 1/2 stack and a full stack. Let's tempt Providence, why don't we? Right, I will probably have to ignite it. Keeping an eye on the pressures. That seems to be okay. So we'll do another 1/2 stack and another full stack. They should automatically ignite. Okay. I'm tempted to throw in full stacks, but I think that might be a little dangerous. So, idea is I want to get all the tanks up to around 40 megapascals. So they'll all have roughly the equivalent amount of gas. So having the furnace set its output to 50 seems to be about right. So my hope is that with all those digital valves open, all 4 tanks have an open connection to the manifold. So the gases should theoretically get distributed amongst the 4 tanks fairly equally, and any combustion that happens would be shared amongst all of them. Although I still don't understand why the purple tank is at significantly lower pressure. And I'm pretty certain it will equalize, and the pressure's coming down in the red tank and also in the blue, so I think they are equalizing. It's just I don't know why it went that way in the first place. Right, well, I'm probably going to end up getting rid of all of this oxide. So it's really tempting to throw in a full stack of oxide into a volatile, so I just really don't know if that's a good idea. And as far as getting the temperatures at the tanks to their desired temperatures, what I thought I might do is just do a bunch of smelting. Deal with the off-gassing. That will cool the temperatures down. It will also provide some additional gases. And yeah, that might actually work. It may be the fastest way of doing it. Of course, I get no energy out of it, but I wouldn't get any energy out of degassing them anyway. But this way, it may set them up a little faster. Right, I think we'll do one more. And then that might actually be where we call it quits. Because I really don't want to get the pressures much above 40 megapascals, because then you have to worry about when the pipe starts singing, and I'm not a big fan of the noises that creaking pipes make. Actually, one thing I should do whilst I'm in futzing about mode, give me a toolbox down here. I should have a little look and see what we have in unburnt gases. Now we're a little fuel lean. Yeah, I think I may throw in half a stack of volatiles.
Hunger caution.
Yeah. Right, so that should throw whatever volatiles it has. Oh, I probably did too much. maybe the better way of doing this was, instead of using the valve connection to the manifold, maybe I should have just directly piped all 4 tanks together to do this. But yeah, pressure is a little lower than I was aiming for, but we should be okay. Let me throw in ten of them, see what happens. Alright, well, pressures have kind of stabilized and equalized. Temperatures aren't too far different. And most importantly, the furnace survived. Okay. So having these frames fully welded seems to be a requirement. Now if I turn the IC housing on, then the program will start running and it should shut off the other valves that I don't need. So if I set it to tank 0 for argument's sake, all of the valves should be shut off anyway. Plus with this being closed, they should. So okay, well, I'm going to select tank 1, turn the pumps on, so that should pump all of the remaining stuff out of here into tank 1, and it does not appear to be doing it because I haven't thrown the switch. There we go. All right, so I think that is working. All right, now it's just a question of getting the temperatures down to their appropriate targets, because right now everything is like super hot, which is not really what I was aiming for. So I will need to do a bunch of mining, I think. Or do I have ores? I can't actually remember. Oh, empty. And just some coal. Right, so I don't have anything to smelt as of yet, which means I have to go and get stuff. Hands up everyone who wants to watch me go mining. Yeah, I didn't think so. All right, well, thanks for watching this. The furnace is one step closer to being operational and useful. Totally impractical design. Absolutely stupid. And I absolutely love it. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. All that good stuff. And I'll see you in the next one. 54 Bear out.